Welcome back to another edition of Tours and Pours. I am your host, Lee Fjord with Make It Happen Multifamily. Each month, we bring you an insider's opportunity to tour a multifamily asset with the owner and learn from them their point of view and how they've built their business to own beautiful A-class luxury apartments and other types of assets similar to this. Join us each month as we give you the opportunity to come in and see firsthand how these owners have built multi-million dollar portfolios of multifamily assets. I'm excited to share with you Station House. This property is owned by a great friend of mine here in St. Louis, Missouri, Alex Oliver. He has developed a huge portfolio of beautiful assets here in St. Louis, and this is one of them. It's absolutely A-class, and I can't wait for you to see it. All right, everyone, I want to introduce you to Alex Oliver. He is a local multifamily real estate owner, multifamily developer,
yes.
Redevelopment is his specialty. He takes unmolded clay and turns them into absolutely beautiful real estate sculptures. Alex, introduce yourself to the audience.
Yeah, I'm Alex Oliver. As Lee said, we do a lot of multifamily redevelopment. So we like taking existing projects that are 15, 20, 30 years old and are dated and never were really amenitized for modern residents. Add amenity space, add community space, bring in new management, bring in new operations, and really heavily reposition the assets. So it's been our skill set, and we're continuing to grow and expand.
I can't wait to show you what Alex has done with this amazing property. Alex, tell us a little bit about Station House.
So Station House is a property that we acquired in the summer of 2022, so about 18 months ago. This property was converted. It was a historic warehouse building. Prior owners had converted it to apartments in the early 2000s. So they were good developers. They did nice layouts in the apartments, but they didn't add any amenities, any clubhouse space. There wasn't any on-site management, so the property was really underperforming for the marketplace. It was us starting to get into deferred maintenance and dated, conditions of everything. So we came in here with a real big vision of really heavily repositioning the property. So we created this clubhouse space that's out here. We added a pool, we added a patio space, community lounge, business center, package handling, package lockers, bike storage, upgraded the units, and really turned it from a B- kind of C+ asset all the way up to an A- B+ asset. So really a heavy turnaround between the demographic and what people are expecting and the finish of what is over here.
What I really love about the property is its location. It is in a really cool area of town.
Yep.
Let's hear about the growth.
Well, this is actually closer to Delmar Loop.
Okay, sorry.
We're Delmar Loop area. So Washington University, a major university here in St. Louis, they're kind of, I guess you would call it like a campus town, is along the Delmar Loop. So it's a mixed use residential, there's some business, and there's a lot of ground floor restaurants and shops and retail there. It's only a half mile from this location. So we get some drafting off of the major university. So there's students, also major employers nearby, and there's entertainment and activity for people to do. So it's a entertaining district. People can go out to restaurants and go out to dinner and go out to bars. So it's a fun, vibrant area. What we've got here is we really are just a little off of the immediate vicinity of those locations. So a lot of our residents are driving to and from. So we really made sure that this location has sufficient parking. So that's always a key thing when we're looking at a property that's not entirely walkable, but it's nearly walkable, is to all of our residents. So per bedroom, not just per unit, there's plenty of parking. And we are in the city of St. Louis, so we have to address reality. We want to make sure those parking spaces are secured behind a fence, behind a gate, so we keep all the residents' vehicles secured.
I'm really excited to see some interiors of these units that you have completely remodeled and brought to the next level, and the amenities you've added. So yeah. Let's go on a journey. All right, here we are at the main entrance to the complex. Alex, tell us about this project.
Yeah, so one thing that really attracted this building is it didn't at the time have any on-site management. So there was no real front door for new applicants, people who wanted to live at the building. So we were looking at where we could place a new front door. So this was an underutilized facility. So as I mentioned, it was a historic building, it had been a warehouse. This building was vacant when we acquired it. It had been a former maintenance shop. So these two openings were overhead doors. They would drive their vehicles, drive the trucks in, they could work on them inside. So it was really just a maintenance shop. It was this junk property, and we thought this could be the awesome front door to what is now Station House. So made it wide open with a big glass so you can see right inside. New applicants who are coming in to live in the building, they pull right up to the front, they walk right up to the front door, and that's where the leasing team greets them. So we can walk inside and I can show you what it looks like inside.
Let's check it out.
So come on in. We've got right inside the front, this is the first impression residents get when they're coming to look at this building. So they see the tall ceilings, the big glass, the shiny modern space. It really lets them know what's the expectation of residents when they're going to be living here. This is a modern, well amenitized new facility. Again, telling that Class A story of, okay, this is the type of building I want to live in. I don't want to come inside. So up front, we've got a reception desk for after hours. We have someone sitting up here occasionally. When we're heavy in leasing, we'll have a leasing person in here as well as the property manager in the management office. We're a little off season right now because we're pretty well fully leased. We've got just a couple available, so we don't always have this staffed. And then we've got a manager's office right here that allows them to easily see people that are coming and going from the building. So let me keep walking you through and you'll see the exciting interior. So we actually cut open these walls and put in overhead doors so we could get people in the community space and easily flow out into the outdoor space where they're gonna utilize it. So right now when it's 40 degrees outside, you don't wanna be outside. Doors are closed, you can sit down by the fireplace, you can watch TV, you can lounge in here. We got Wi-Fi in here, plenty of connections. And when we do resident events, we actually have drinks on tap, not for sale, but when we have a resident event, and so that's another thing we really utilize the space for, is creating a sense of community. So we do like monthly resident events so people can meet their neighbors, hang out, get to know the management team, and create a real social atmosphere that people want to utilize the space.
I love this space. You've got the grilling areas out on the patio. You've got a little fire pit outside for people to warm themselves by. And I mean, the cool fireplace, it just really ties everything together. I mean, considering this was a maintenance shop,
right.
It's hard to imagine what it is.
Pretty high-class maintenance shop today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so some of the other highlight features we always like to add into our buildings, when you have a community space like this, coffee. People love free coffee. So we got a Starbucks machine in here, so when you come over in the morning, you can fill up your cup or fill up your mug and come on in. There's the fireplace Lee was just mentioning, and I'll show you when we go outside. We actually relocated the driveway from that side of the building over to this end of the building, so that's outside over here. Nice. When you come back over here, I can show you we put in a vending system. This has actually been a real nice amenity for us in these larger complexes. When we're over 75 or 80 units, and we've got kind of centralized location, this is all actually managed by a third-party vendor. So they stock all this.
Okay.
Yes. We don't have to pay any cost of any loss or any inventory. They set up cameras to make sure it's no theft.
Yeah.
We actually have sandwiches, bagels, frozen food, drinks, snacks. Makes a great convenience for, again, we've got kind of a younger crowd who lives over here. Come over, grab a snack, self-checkout, 2 a.m. in the morning, you want some Cheetos, coming over and you can grab them.
That sounds awesome. What a great amenity to be able to add. It's not the first time, but it is something that we're seeing in a lot of A-class apartment complexes that we're touring with our audience, is this type of environment where you can come and, it's more of a hospitality living space as opposed to just a home.
Yeah, residents I think are really looking for that in these higher end facilities and higher end communities, that when you're home, it really is your home away from home. You're renting, you're living here, but you've got the community room, you got your coffee bar, you've got your snacks, you've got your after hours, got all your neighbors or your social network. So it really builds that overall sense of community that people are looking for. What do these Class A buildings have? I love it. So let's take you outside. I'll show you what we got outdoors.
Oh man, as I mentioned earlier, I love this space. I mean, what was it before?
So again, this building was a maintenance shop. This was just dead grass sitting over here, and right behind us over here was just a driveway. So this building literally sat on an island.
Okay.
The building, you had to cross a driveway to even get over to it. So like, boy, how do we make this our clubhouse if people have to walk across the drive and there's vehicles going past? So actually completely relocated the driveway. So when we did that, that created all of this space over here. So we have an outdoor bar, countertop area, a couple different heights so people can be social and hang out. We added the grilling station, so if you want to grill, it's easy and convenient. We added the tea lights, which just makes us feel like you're on your own little backyard patio, oasis space.
Yeah.
And that leads around to this over here, where we added in the pool. Another thing when we're looking at moving it from a Class C up to a Class A, check the box. Does it have a pool?
Gotta have it.
Is it Olympic size? No. But in the summer, it's a lounge. You can hang out. You can be social. You can take a dip in the water. It really repositioned the asset completely doing that turnaround.
I mean, when I'm at the pool, I usually spend all the time outside of the pool just hanging out with my friends. I'm not actually there to swim. It's just something cool to look at.
Yeah, so we were pretty intentional about our programming of making sure that we had, seating, some dining area, some bar area, so it can have a variety of people out here, so different groups can be social at the same time. Someone could be grilling, someone else could be at the pool, someone else could be sitting at the bar, other people can be inside. It makes it usable really year-round for everybody to take advantage of all this space.
It's awesome. This is an absolute must-have with now the work from home movement becoming a reality thanks to COVID. and people being able to run their businesses or work from home, having this conference room, I mean, do the tenants actually use it?
It is actually used quite a bit. So it becomes an incredible thing. Like you mentioned, a lot of people work from home. They're at their apartment, they're working at their desk. What if they need to meet with somebody? What if they went out of their apartment? What if they want to come down here? So we actually turned this into a business center. So we've got this as a conference room. We've got a smaller conference room behind me. So it allows you to come here if you just want to work on your laptop by yourself, or you want to have a meeting. Again, this building also has a little bit of, there's some grad students, there's some young professionals where they might need to collaborate on a project, might need to collaborate on something for school. It gives them a great space outside of their apartment. They can come over here and do that work.
No one wants to be crowded around their dining room table in a group, in their own apartment, or bring people in, to their space. It's a great amenity.
Yeah, so this is actually kind of a contrary to the standard practice of we actually took an apartment offline to create this space. So this was a 1-bedroom apartment. And so we took the apartment out, added the 2 business centers, there's a printer, there's a Wi-Fi network available in here. We also added the bike lock storage on the walls, put in a pet wash station, and also put in our package handler in the same location.
All of those amenities added probably just as much value to the remaining 108 units approximately.
Yeah.
Anyway, so well worth it. Investment.
Yeah, if this was getting $1,200 rent, it's like, well, we would need to get $12 extra on the other 100 units for this to make sense. And easily, business center, package handling, bike storage, pet wash, that's easily $50 right there. That's paid for itself by 4 times over.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
absolutely. Fortunately, you're not going to have the opportunity like I had to see the before of these units, because Alex has completed all of them and they are almost entirely full.
Yes.
Alex, what did you do to this apartment? Describe it to the audience.
So what we did, our strategy is usually to go to a 2-tier finish. So we did premium units and classic units. So with the premium units, we did all new cabinetry, stainless appliances, new light fixtures, new plumbing fixtures, tub surround, bathroom floor, vanity, plumbing fixtures in the bathroom. So it gives it a whole new look and feel of it really feels, again, like a brand new apartment. Because the drywall is drywall, everything else could be 1-year-old or 20 years old and it looks the same. But all the stuff that would date the unit, oh, that's clearly 20-year-old cabinetry, gone away. So we did that in all the premiums. In the classic, we actually kept the cabinetry, gave them new cabinet pulls, new plumbing fixtures still, new light fixtures and the stainless appliances, but we didn't touch the bathroom. So we didn't do the new vanities, we didn't do the tub surrounds.
Nice.
So you still get all the amenity upgrades. We have more of a price affordable version. So it allows us to do about half the building at a classic of, okay, it's updated and it's nice and it's clean, but it doesn't have all the brand new look and feel. So it allows people to say, look, I really want a brand new look and feel. All right, well, they can pay a little bit more and get that. And those who are a little more price conscious, we have an offer for them as well.
What is the difference between your classic and your premium rents?
So it depends on the unit type, but we roughly run around $200 price difference between the two. So that also allows us to differentiate when we're going down the road of either a future sale, or if we decide down the road to do a second round of renovations, be like, all right, maybe next time the classics turn over, let's go ahead and redo those and move those up the bar as well.
Especially if you're achieving,
if you're really achieving, exactly, if you're achieving the price differential, it can be worthwhile. So it gives us maximum flexibility that we're not all locked in. Like a brand new product, you basically have one finish level and that's it. Here we have 2 tiers, and so it allows us to be flexible down the road, depending on what we end up doing with the property.
One thing that I'm really excited for the audience to learn from you is about how you have built a vertically integrated organization from top to bottom.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about that?
So what we are, when you say vertically integrated, so we are an investment firm primarily. That's our primary thing. We invest in multifamily apartment buildings. But we are vertically integrated because we have an in-house management team and we have in-house construction oversight. So what that allows us to do when we're doing projects like this, we have all the pieces working close together hand in hand of what's the business plan for the asset. All right, management team, what do you need to do to lease it? Construction team, what do you need to do to get it done as quickly as possible? And it allows us to turn the building as it's still occupied, because that takes a lot of coordination. Where are you moving a resident? Are you keeping a resident? What happens when they renew? What units can construction work on? Because it's not like they're just starting one in the building and working their way down.
Nope.
They're going through, hey, we got one available over here and one over here and one over here. So you might be working on 20 units, but they're scattered throughout the property.
Logistical nightmare.
It's a total logistical nightmare. So having management and construction being able to be just attached at the hip, understand each other, and then also be able to be part of the investment side. So if there is a decision we need to make really quickly and on the fly, hey, what if we make this change to do this different way we're going to finish the unit or the way we're going to construct the unit? Is management on board? Is the investment team on board? It really allows us to be very nimble and take on maybe a little more complicated projects than a lot of ways you would otherwise be able to do if you're using third party.
You are the king of complicated projects as far as I'm concerned. So I've seen your projects before, and this is a perfect example of what you bring to your table when it comes to your investor partners, how you run your business. How do you structure your equity? How do you source your equity?
So we're not a fund. So all of our deals are deal by deal. They're syndicated through investor partners that we know. So most of them are high net worth individuals that come into investment deals with us. And that is one thing they actually do like about our structure, is that we are a vertically integrated firm. So they know the risk factor are all kind of tied back to me. So it depends on the exact transaction, what we're doing in the deal. So we try to tailor it to make sure that it makes sense that the investor who's investing with us as passive partner is getting a realistic return and a reasonable return for the risk they're taking versus the risk that we're taking. We're signing on debt, we're taking on the project management. You know, there's a lot of risk we're taking on with these assets. So we got to balance that. So it really depends on the deal. Deals in the past, a lot of our partners were averaging from, low 20s to, in some cases, we've blown it out of the water and they're tripling their money in the matter of a few years. Those aren't always the case, but it really allows us to really optimize and maximize. That's really our primary strategy as an investment firm, is we are here to maximize asset value. So when we take on projects, we know that between the management, the construction, the investment plan, we're going to maximize the value of this asset when we go to exit it. So we're not so much a cash flow investment firm, we're a maximizing the asset value investment firm.
I love that. No A-class fitness center is complete without a Peloton bike. You gotta have a Peloton bike in your A-class fitness center.
Yep.
I mean, a must-have in every, even B+, but not that this is that. This is definitely an A-class apartment complex. Was this a fitness center prior?
So there was a fitness center that was about half this room. So that is what we see a lot when we're doing these really heavy repositionings. The late 90s, early 2000s, the amenities weren't the focus. So when we're finding product that was done 20 years ago, fitness centers were an afterthought. All the community space was an afterthought. So 2 treadmills and a couple weights, sure, that's a fitness center.
Check the box.
That's not what people are looking for today. So today, like you said, they want the Peloton, they want the weight machines, they want the workout balls and the other machines and TVs and a big bright room where it just feels like, yeah, I want to go down there and work out.
Yep.
People would come down here early in the morning, late at night. It's a space they want to use. And like a pool and like a lot of other things, the amount they use it versus the amount they want it to be here is a big difference. But people want to make sure it checks the box of, look, you have a nice fitness center, row machine, everything I want. Perfect. If I really want a hardcore workout, I'll go to Gold's Gym. Yeah. But when I'm coming home at night and I don't want to leave my apartment and get in the car and drive 20 minutes, come down here and you can get your workout on.
It'd be a lot easier just to be able to knock it out,
Yep.
And especially for the work from home. I bet you have a lot of tenants who are working from their own space nowadays, offering these amenities where if you have on your lunch break, you can come down, hit the Peloton bike for, 45 minutes, grab a snack, get back to work, boom. You got it right here, all under one roof.
It's all about those conveniences. So again, we've got the snack area where you can get, self-serve vending and drinks and snacks. You got the business center, so if you need to print something off and you don't have a printer, because almost everything's electronic, but every time you need to print something, you got a print center. You want to work out? We got a gym. You want to go talk to the manager? He's right around the corner. He's here when you need him. So it really creates.
Party?
You can have a pool party. Yeah. We actually had a live band for our grand opening pool party. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Alex, I can't wait to see the inside, but tell us about what we're about to see.
Yeah, so one of the other things we've gotten really good at over the years is what we call adaptive reuse. So taking a use that was a commercial use and turning it into a residential use. So this property actually was mixed use at the time we acquired it. So there had been a medical office tenant that they built out up in this space when they did the rehab before. So they did the apartments in the back and a commercial space in front. We love the architecture up here. This was some of the docks that existed back when this was a warehouse. So they're like 24-foot ceilings inside. Oh. So we actually decided to convert them into 2-story townhouse units with their own private patio out front. So these are really sexy product. They're cool, so we got to go check them out.
Let's check it out. You never would have thought this was an office space before.
Right.
My gosh.
Yeah, no, this is a completely different change of use. So this is really almost nearly new construction just with the existing brick exterior walls and roof. So what we did in here, we had to run all new plumbing, all new electric service, new electric panels. None of this existed. We actually framed this as a 2-story townhouse. There was no second floor in this space.
Really?
So the ceilings were 25 feet tall. We framed out the floors, added in the stairs, got all this through. So architects, engineering, design, planning, it was basically a new construction project just inside the 4 walls of what was here. So what we created here was 3 bed, 3 bath. Again, we're looking for young professionals.
Yep.
People don't like to share bathrooms.
No.
So these 3 bedroom units all have 3 bath, and they've got a walkout patio. So it really is a house. Like, we're really built houses. And again, with the young professionals and kind of drafting off of the student crowd, we debated, all right, what are people really looking for? Do we try to figure out how to do a corridor and multitude of 1 bed or studio units? And we were finding that really roommates were what people were looking for. So they liked larger spaces where they could split the cost, share with the roommates. Like, awesome, let's make some larger units, and that's what will attract. So we were serving the resident demand of what people are looking for in the area. And it allowed us to do this whole thing as a premium finish.
How many did you have the opportunity to build?
So we added 6 total townhouses. 4 of them ended up being 3 bed, 3 bath. The 2 at the farther end, they're not as deep, so we did 2 bed, 2 bath.
Awesome, what a great use of the space.
Yeah, it totally transformed it, what was otherwise a dead, kind of unusable space, because a 7,000 square foot, unusable commercial space, kind of such an oddball product to find a tenant for. And in this case, by adding the 2nd floor, we also added additional square footage. So now these townhouses are 14 to 1,500 square feet, got 6 of them across. So, we've got almost 9,000 square feet of rentable space.
That is awesome. I love it.
Cool.